In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to look at the advantages and some basic uses of the Precut tool. The Precut tool is often overlooked, but it's a very great way to reduce the size of the clips that you put on the timeline, so you don't have excessive editing when you're in the timeline. Let me show you what I mean. I have this clip called Pond, and if I change the view here, we're going to see that the pond, I'll give myself a little more room to see, is 6 minutes, 12 seconds, and 12 frames. It's 2 gigabytes in size. Well, I'm not going to need anything close to that 6 minutes on the timeline, and I'd like to just take the segment I'm most interested in and make that the one that I drop on the timeline when I use the clip. I'm going to go back to the thumbnail view by clicking this icon. So let's do that. Before I even get into the timeline, I'm going to right-click and choose the option that says Precut. That opens my Precut window. Let's look and see what we can discover about this. First of all, I have a large preview in the center toward the left. Then I have 2 other videos. One is called my in position, and below it I have the out position. The in position starts at the first frame of the clip, and the out position, as you expect, at the last frame of the clip. Each of them have an associated time code. You also have a duration, which tells you the duration of your precut. Right now it's my full 6 minutes, 12 seconds, and 12 frames. There are several ways in which you can trim this, but when I'm doing a single trim, all I need to do is take the mouse and drag on the yellow marker below my preview, and I can move to the frame where I want to start my cut. We're going to look at this couple walking their dogs. So I can start there. Now if I want to adjust that position 1 frame at a time, I can click on the icon to the left of the speaker to go 1 frame at a time to the right, or I can go 1 frame at a time backwards to the left. But good editors use the keyboard shortcut, where moving to the right a frame is the period key on your keyboard. Moving to the left is your comma key. So if you remember those 2 keys, you'll speed up your editing quite a bit. So that's frame right and frame left. Another way in which you can select the initial frame is to move the marker to it, and then click on the icon that says Mark In, or you can use another shortcut, which is the I key for In, and that will immediately move that marker right to that location. Another way you can do that is you can take your time code and 20, I hit return, and then that moves my marker to that location in my video clip, and then I can click on the Mark In, or I can do my I key. And so that's the third way in which to locate the starting point. When it comes to mark out, the same rules apply. You can move the slider to the mark out, or you can take the time code down here to control the location of the position. Let's go 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And then I can either do the O for out, or I can press the mark out. So you can do much of this without your fingers ever leaving the keyboard. There's another way in which you can do that. You can actually use the time code in the in position or out position above those frames that you see there. I can start the in at 1 second, and let's go 15 frames. And immediately it changed the in position on the screen. I can do the same with the out position. And again, when you change either one of these, you're going to see a change in the duration. Let's reduce the out position to 0 seconds, and now you've controlled it precisely. So when I'm done with the single trim, I just click on OK, and what it will do is it will create a subfolder that will contain this particular trim. Let's click on this and we can do that. And now I have my frame. It's called Precut 0001, and I have a box under that which is basically a folder saying go up a level. When I go up a level, I see my video, and in the thumbnail I now have on the right side a little folder in yellow that's my Precut folder. It says you have precuts related to this particular video. If I click on the folder, it will open it. I will see one or more precuts. In this case, I only have one, and I can take and drag that down to the timeline. And now it doesn't occupy 6 minutes, it just occupies the time of the precut. And I can continue to edit it and use it any way I want. What if I want more than one segment of this video that I want to use as a precut? I go to my multi-trim tool. Now my multi-trim tool remembers my first precut, but it also allows me to have others as well. So when I'm in the multi-trim mode, I'm going to move my marker over. And again, I can use the same thing. I can use my time codes. I can use the I for in and O for out, or use these two tools here. I'll do the I for in. There's the in mark. Let's move over a little bit. And again, I can use the period or comma to move frame by frame. I'll use the O for out. And now I have a second trim, and you notice they're adding up on the right side. If we move over a little more, I'll do another I for in and pick another place. I want to do O for out. Again, I could use a time code down here to be more precise. I'll just do O for out, and now I have a third segment. Now what's with the original and output? This applies to either single trim or multi-trim. When you have original and you want to play what's here, you press the space bar to play, and it will play the entire clip. If you go to output and you press the space bar to play, it will only play one or more of the frames that are inside each of your clip. So if I move my marker here, you notice it snaps to the second clip. Over here it snaps to the third clip. So that's what those two do. So I can either view in a preview mode, in an action mode, the entire clip or just the segments as I see them. Then when I click on OK, it will allow me to take those and move those into my media room underneath my folder for that particular master clip as a subclip. You also notice you have a trash bar here, so I can use the trash bar to click on any of the clips I decide I don't like and click on the trash bar, and it will remove that from my precut. So now I have two. Let's do another one. I'll do an in and move here and press the O key for an out, and then click on OK. And now if I look here, let's change the view so we can see better. I now have 3 clips that are precuts from the same clip. I click up here, and in the media room it shows as my entire clip, and I can drag the whole thing onto the timeline if I want, or I can click on the subfolder and take any one of the 3 in any order I like and put them on the timeline as well. So you can do a single trim or multi-trim with Precut, but it's a great way to take some raw footage, to take the best pieces out that you will use or might use in kind of a pre-production mode, and make them available so when you get to your hard editing, you've saved yourself a lot of time.